I'm very excited to bring us here today to introduce these no idling signs that we'll unveil in a few minutes. I've lived in Wilmington for the majority of my entire life, 26 years now, proud Wilmington resident. And I also have the pleasure of representing my community here in Council District 15. And with that, I can tell you firsthand of the impacts that we have in the community, right? I grew up next to the Port of LA, to conduit to the goods movement, and we're between two worlds, the world of commerce and the rest of the country and the rest of the world, really. But that also comes with impacts, right? That means trucks, that means noise, that means dirt, an increase of blocked roads, traffic disruption, and really our constituents and our residents here is who runs that impact. While the backup at the Port of LA and the related issues have gotten much more national news in recent months, Councilmember Buscaino and our staff in the city and our state partners, we've been working on this for years now in anticipation of what we're going to see not only here in our community but really throughout our supply chain. Um, to date, and starting in November, we've established stricter enforcement, more expensive fees to help with those violators that are impacting our community. A city task force, and I got to thank my amazing supervisor, Jacob Hake, who's backed me up on this, and I couldn't deal without him. So thanks a lot, Jacob. And these issues for both short-term and long-term solutions to finally mitigate the issues that are happening in Wilmington, again, due to the supply chain. We came together years ago to start work to establish these no idling signs in anticipation of what we're going to deal with in the community. The port has had, thankfully, record breaking numbers in the last few years, but unfortunately, those records have come at a cost and a cost to the Wilmington community. It's a good thing that we began the work when we did because the pandemic, supply chain issues resulting in poor backup has only made things a lot worse in our community. Our success shown by the unveiling of these signs today was a testament to the determination and a collaboration amongst various agencies, both local and state. Unfortunately, here in the city of LA, sometimes we work in silos, but nonetheless, I think today's a perfect example of what we can get done once we work in collaboration. And I definitely do want to applaud, and please take the time to applaud yourselves, all our departments, DOT, Port Police, LAUSD, and the rest of our city departments. Please, a round of applause for yourselves. Um, this effort would not have been possible without each and every one of you. Fortunately, we all share a common goal, which is reducing pollution in Wilmington and improving the quality of life for our constituents. With these signs, will help reduce the burden of pollution in our from to our residents, which is something I think we all want, right? These signs, together with the ongoing truck and container task force that I mentioned, will send a clear message to violators here in the community that here in Wilmington, this will no longer be tolerated. Lastly, these signs will also be installed not only in the Wilmington community, but communities alike Wilmington that also have effects of these sort of pollution issues. Communities like Boyle Heights, South LA, and our folks over in the Valley. So I'm glad that the councilman's leadership on this issue will not only help low-income communities here in CD 15, but really across the city of Los Angeles. So thank you so much to all departments. And with that, I want to introduce our District 7 board member, Tanya Ortiz Franklin.
Thank you. And good morning, everyone. Yes, welcome to being in front of a school. My joy in life is getting to visit schools and see our kiddos. I'm Tanya Ortiz Franklin, representing LA Unified Board District 7, which runs from South Los Angeles through the Harbor area and San Pedro. So you can imagine I represent kids and families all along the 110, the 105, and right here near the ports. We're constantly hearing stories of students with environmentally induced asthma and other illnesses, and we know that impacts their ability to attend school regularly and to be at their fullest academic and social emotional potential. It's really important that we have collaborations like this where we collectively come together and say what we can do for our communities. Environmental justice is one of the major issues that we can and must work on collectively. And so I'm really grateful for the partnership of our city, of the various departments, and I know our community members who are going to use these signs, right? That's the point of having these here. And so I don't know that we've heard it yet, but we're going to say it over and over again in our social media. 1-800-CUT-SMOG. It's an easy number to remember to make sure that we are all working together to make sure our trucks are where they belong, our air is as clean as possible, our kids and families are as healthy as possible, because really their job is to come to schools like Wilmington Park here, focus on their learning so they can be ready to thrive in college and career. They don't need to be worried about the air they're breathing. It's our job as adults to make sure we're doing what we can in policy and practice to make sure they have the conditions so that they can succeed in school. Thank you again, everyone, for your collaboration today. We look forward to much healthier school communities and kids who are really thriving in every aspect possible. Thanks, team.
Thank you, board member. With that, I'll introduce manager for diesel enforcement, Aaron Shields with CARB.
Thank you and good morning. I'm Erin Shields, the manager of the Diesel Equipment Enforcement Section at CARB. And throughout AB 617, idling trucks have been an ongoing concern from community members. Getting these signs installed is one piece of helping decrease the impact of idling trucks in our communities, especially those communities hardest hit by pollution from these trucks. In California, trucks and buses can idle for up to 5 minutes anywhere if they're certified clean idle. With the clean idle sticker on the driver door, they can idle for longer, but only if they aren't near homes, schools, hospitals, and senior and child care facilities. If you see a truck or bus idling where there shouldn't, including in front of these signs, please call the number, I'll say it again, 1-800-CUT-SMOG. You heard a lot today. And CARB and South Coast AQMD are working together to respond to complaints from the communities. CARB has a supplemental environmental project, or SEP policy, that helps fund community-based projects from a portion of the penalties collected from enforcement action. One of the SEPs helped fund the installation of 50 no idling signs in the Los Angeles community, including the sign here at Wilmington Park Elementary. We want to acknowledge the work of Rabina Sewall from California Safe Schools to get the signs installed along the routes that children take to school, as well as Melissa Plampledon with LA Sanitation and Environment to make contact with the right people in the city to help us get these signs installed. We'd also like to thank Councilman Buscaino's office for their support. Since then, Brian Gallagher and Keen Wynn of LA Department of Transportation have been instrumental in facilitating installation. CARB appreciates being part of this process. We realize it's an important starting point to address the truck traffic problems plaguing communities throughout the city of LA and throughout the state. We've been focused on this for many years now, and will continue to address truck-related concerns in low-income communities where people of color live and breathe. Our thanks to everyone. We're looking forward to continuing to work with all of you for years to reduce idling throughout the city of LA. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron. With that, I want to introduce Assistant General Manager for our LA Department of Sanitation, Maz Dajiri.
Thank you very much, Fernando. And good morning, everybody. LA Sanitation and Environment assists Wilmington and other overburdened communities by helping to clean the environment and green the community through our Clean Up, Green Up program. We know that air pollution is a major environmental and health concern for this community. We also know that vehicle idling emits carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulates into the air, contributing to air pollution and climate change, as well as increasing the heat island effect. So these no idling signs and associated enforcement actions are a step in the right direction to help curb this unnecessary practice and improve the air quality and environment for this community and others community like it. Now I would like to introduce Marcel Porras, Chief Sustainability Officer of the Department of Transportation. Marcel?
Thanks, Wes. I'm a little taller. Good morning, everybody. My name is Marcel Porras. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer for LADOT. When vehicle idles, it might not seem like it's doing much, but it's in fact doing a lot of harm. Impacts to air quality, impact vulnerable communities. It creates greenhouse gas and contributes to global warming. It's why California has made vehicle idling illegal in the state. Until today, promoting compliance has been difficult. Based in part by the leadership from Councilmember Buscaino, LADOT and other city departments and regulatory agents reacted to create a new signage that allowed us to kind of communicate to drivers that where they cannot idle, specifically in those communities that are most vulnerable and areas that are most vulnerable, such as in front of schools like here in Wilmington. This couldn't have been done without the partnership of several agencies. I think one specific, I think that was called out earlier, was the California Safe Schools and Rubina Sewell through her leadership, which really helped us map out specific schools in the city where as the key priority areas. Since that beginning work, and what we're here today to talk really specifically about Wilmington, but our LADOT engineers saw the need to move quicker and faster. And since, and I'm proud to announce that today we actually have posted 167 signs across the city. And that work couldn't have done without the leadership of our LADOT staff. I want to thank specifically Kian Nguyen, Brian Gallagher, and Quan Tran. Let's give it up to these guys right here. And again, I just want to thank everyone for the collaboration. I think this is the beginning of a program that can continue to expand. And I think it's a key example of when we all work together for the common good, we can really deliver results. Thank you so much.
So with that, I do want to thank everyone again for your support, for being out here in our Wilmington community. As you heard in the testimony of everyone, these signs are going to be highly important, but most importantly, highly impactful in our community. 1-800-SMOG is the number to call. Our community members, por favor, llamen ese número para poder reportar cualquier cosa en la comunidad, no solamente en Wilmington, pero por toda la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Thank you so much. Now we'll take a photo. Thank you.